I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that I'm glad it's over. Like, I'm glad we moved on to something else. That can't, you just can't do just tomfoolery and Joker stuff forever. Then the world will be topsy-turvy. You have to get serious at a point. Now we're in serious summer 2025.
You're saying that you think Brat is like jokester, Joker, dark-sided stuff?
Yeah, that's the point of it. It's like
No,
being
it's
a brat.
fun. It's fun. It's just
It's fun.
music.
It's just music. You don't think it has a deeper meaning to it?
I don't know. You dance to it.
You do dance to it. Like I said, that was a fun time. I did a lot of partying, going to nightclubs and stuff, and staying out all late, but I'm glad I'm not doing that anymore. Not that I wouldn't do it again, but that part of my life is over, and I'm on to better things.
I
I'm on to working and
I think it's all
saving
starting to
money
make
and stuff.
sense.
Well, think about it this way. I remember Brat Summer, which was summer 2024. I was listening to a lot of Brat. I was listening to a lot of music like that, like silly, like kind of dark-sided music.
Dark-sided. Brad is dark-sided.
Dark-sided.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
the summer album of all time.
Just listen to me. Just listen to me. I was listening to a lot of that type of music. I was into that sort of lifestyle.
I don't know the other
Now,
artist you mentioned, by the way. I don't even know who that is.
what other artist?
The other artist that's like Charlie XCX that you just named.
Did I name another artist like Charlie XCX? No, I
Is
didn't.
it Stilly?
No, I said Charlie XCX and other music alike.
Oh, okay.
You're putting words in my mouth. I don't like that.
Did you say it was silly?
No. Yes, I said it was silly. It's silly.
Oh, come on.
You're saying it's not silly?
It's not as silly as like Meghan Trainor.
Well, yeah, Meghan Trainor is obviously sillier.
A.G. Cook's production
wasn't
is
even
not
an
silly.
era.
The songwriting isn't that
Okay.
silly. Maybe the
All right.
lyrics are
All
a
right.
little bit.
We're misconstruing what I'm saying. I think the album is great.
I would agree.
really
I'm
enjoyed the
agreeing with your
album.
point that the lyrics have a little bit of silliness to them.
That was the only point I was trying to make. I was just like that.
But I think the music is pretty
So-
sophisticated. That's what makes it such an interesting album. It's like a juxtaposition.
I'm not dissing the album. I really like the album. I have it on vinyl, dude. I like that album. I'm just saying, like, that was the energy of that entire time. Everything was Brat.
Did you buy that at a store?
Brat. I bought it at... Where did I get that?
Does it have the...
I think I got it at a store.
Is the printing, like, does it have, like, the weird, shitty, like, Photoshop kerning, like, blur kerning thing on it?
Like the cover that says Brat on it?
Yeah, yeah. Because you see it like on a computer screen, and it's like, it's got to be different than the vinyl in person, right?
Do you want me to dig it out and show you it?
If it involves a lot of digging, I wouldn't belabor you.
It doesn't involve a lot of digging. I just have to like go. It's in my new records. I just have to.
It's just going to be a digital image, but if you can grab it quickly, I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I'm sure you wouldn't be opposed to it. I have other Charlie XCX albums too. I like Charlie XCX.
I do too.
You're acting like
I've been
like
clubbing
XCX,
and listened to her. Yeah.
Oh, you've been clubbing.
Yeah, I haven't been clubbing a lot, but I've done it.
I haven't been clubbing at all, my friend. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of new records since I bought this one, dude. There's like probably like 75 records in front of where Brat is. Where are you? It's probably this green one.
You have them all in chrono. You're like the guy. You're like John Cusack in fucking High Fidelity. Everything.
I don't have it in chronological order. You're bugging me today. I have a section of my closet, which is where a lot of my records are, and that section.
Are you saying that you've listened to 75 since then? No, you've bought them. That seemed to imply that they're vaguely in, but no, you didn't intentionally do that. It's just the way you haven't organized them.
No, I did intentionally do that, so I know, like, now I know exactly where this is. So this is the cover.
Hold up.
This is the back.
Okay.
Cover, and then on the inside is
what do you think of the printing? I'm asking you to appraise it personally.
I like the printing. I like this album cover.
Also, I recognize. I asked you where you got it from because I recognize that there's like weird bootlegs that exist even for
this is
new
real,
albums.
Bro. It
Sometimes.
has the sticker on it. It says
No. I'm talking
Charlie
about.
Chase Brat.
I'm talking about weird, like obscure. I don't know. Like for example, the books or like this like kind of like.
So the packaging of this is actually really cool.
I got like a strange printing one time. That is. What the hell?
This is the liner notes. Yeah,
it's got the dot matrix thing on the sides.
Yeah, it's cool.
And it's printed out like an
like
old
I said, the
itinerary
for
list.
This is really cool.
Is that similar to like? Have you ever seen the packaging and the marketing for Aphex Twins Zero? You know the story behind that?
No. I will continue filling this off, but no, tell me.
No, it's cool. I'll comment on it periodically.
This is the lyrics. There's
some
more
photos
pictures
in it too. It's green on the outside. She looks kind of like the queen from the Dragon Queen from Game of Thrones.
The Dragon Queen from Game of Thrones. Well, Game of Thrones is British, isn't it?
Dany is her name. Daenerys.
That's probably why you like it, because it's British. I'm not sure if this is color. I think
it's very British, and it's very like. Did you know that the clans in Game of Thrones are actually based off real like British like families? The Lannisters is Lancashire.
I have never watched Game of Thrones, and I have never read the books. It doesn't really interest me. That's not me dissing it.
It is actually, let's get into this because the two movies that I watched this week or finished watching were the first Lord of the Rings and Excalibur. So
yeah, you watched Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. So Game of Thrones, I almost like it more now than I did right when I finished it, which was fairly recently.
Yeah.
It's a perfect pastiche of this literature from like the 12th century in France and then J.R.R. Tolkien. And Gary Gygax from the dude wrote Dungeons and Dragons manuals, the early ones.
Mm-hmm.
It's all that stuff put together.
Well, really nice.
Good. And some of it's very Final Fantasy coded because Final Fantasy's in large part the same formula in a way. They borrow from those exact sources.
So before we get into this, I want to finish the thought that I was saying about where I'm glad that it's Brat Summer's over or whatever. I was just saying that basically like last summer there was different energy in the air, and this summer the energy is different.
I was just saying,
like I said, I was listening to a lot. You get onto some topics, man. Anyways, this year the band that I listen to the most is REM. So it's just like a different different energy. This summer.
Oh.
This 3 months, June, July, and August. Part of September.
Yeah.
Do you like REM? Are you an REM fan?
I don't know. I haven't listened to them since I was in like high school or college. I liked them then.
Oh, you gotta revisit it, man. I feel like REM is like a 30-year-old man's band.
Yeah.
You have to be like in your 30s to really appreciate REM. Yeah, definitely.
Does Michael Stipe kind of have like, and I'm sorry to like sound like I'm trying to just be fucking Chattington over here, but like, does he kind of have a little beta energy to him?
Michael Stipe?
Yeah. Like, Losing My Religion is like, that's the Passion of the Christ right there. That's what I'm talking about.
So I think that REM, Michael Stipe, all of that is very Gen X. It's very Gen X energy. And if you want to say that Gen X is beta, I guess say what you will.
No,
I don't know.
I just think it's something unique to him. He's got, what are the other hits? I can't even remember.
REM?
Yeah. I can't even remember what their fucking songs are.
There's Losing My Religion. There's Shiny Happy People. There's The Sidewinder Sleeps Tonight. Radio Free Europe is probably their biggest song. That's like one of my favorite songs, honestly.
They're
Radio Free
American,
Europe.
right?
Yeah, dude.
He's got
I
a
know
little
that their
bit of
first.
like a way of talking though. It's almost transatlantic, if that makes sense.
What's interesting is a lot of these bands, like when they started, they were very young. I have a copy of their first album, which is called Murmur, which is in '83,
That's
and they
supposed
just
to be
look like
good.
it is very good, and they look very young. They look like younger than I am now. So it's interesting that like bands usually start when people are in their like 20s or whatever. But what I was gonna say is that their music and him in general, I guess is what you could say. It's very like working class Joe music. Like alternative rock was like music for people to listen to on the way to work and on the way home from work and on their breaks and stuff. Oh, you didn't really listen to music on your breaks back then. Like they didn't have portable CD players back then. It was just like car stereos and the CD player at your house.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to
It was
say
quite a
he's got
time,
sort
dude.
of like I don't know. He probably borrows like from like Henry Rollins and like Bruce Springsteen like as a vocalist.
Yeah, I mean, well, Michael Stipe has a very unique voice. REM has very unique vocals.
Maybe that's
Like
why I
another
feel like
band,
he's a little bit effeminate because it's like
because he has a distinct voice.
it's not super high pitched, but it's not like the most machismo sounding singing voice, if that makes sense.
Well, no, it's not Morrissey, but
Morrissey
it's
or
good.
like that band Rooney that you showed me or something like The Killers.
Yeah, Rooney has a deep voice. Brandon Flowers has a deep voice. I would say The Killers is a much more effeminate band than REM is.
Yeah, but the
It's
actual
like
timbre of the vocalist
putting on
is
costumes and
it's
stuff.
pretty
So you're
like
saying that the timbre of your vocals, what would you get beta male vibes from my voice, or is my voice deeper than that?
I haven't heard you sing. You have a pretty
You
deep
haven't heard me
voice.
sing. Yeah, it's from smoking cigarettes, I think.
Yeah, smoking stuff is
Did
bad
you
for you
know
and vaping too.
that Mark Hoppus, when they were recording, I think it was Buddha or like one of their early albums, he had to like quit smoking when they were recording it because like he wasn't able to sing and wasn't able to like hold the notes long enough. But like that's the reason why he got his like deep like Blink 182 voice. Like Blink 182, Mark Hoppus definitely has. So Blink 182 had Mark Hoppus with a deep voice and Tom DeLonge with or DeLonge, I don't know how you pronounce it, with the very high voice.
Mm-hmm. And they
So
always
it's like a
sang
good balance
together,
between
right?
the two. Yeah, it was three. It was Mark, Tom, and Travis
When did
Parker.
he
Barker.
when did
Barker.
he stop smoking? Is that he stopped smoking and then his voice got deeper? Was that like
No, I think that his voice got deep. This is all stuff I read a very, very long time ago. But I want to say in one of the albums, he had to quit smoking cigarettes because he wasn't able to have he wasn't able to hold his breath long enough to sing and stuff like that. He was like it was like
oh
causing me to have problems recording.
yeah, that's probably also why I breathe heavy into the mic when I'm recording this shit into
Yeah, do
this
you
type
smoke
of
a lot of
stuff as well.
cigarettes?
I smoke quite a bit, yeah. Also, you know what's really
Bad for
sad
you,
is that
but I've done it too.
it happens to a lot of aging rock stars
Mm-hmm.
where someone like Bob Dylan could never sort of like hit the notes from his earlier songs, but then he kind of just he has his way of like writing new ones and then doing his
Yeah.
renditions of the old ones that are like rare and
Yeah, I mean
appreciated.
Bob Dylan's voice isn't the same as when he was, 19 years
And
old or whenever when he
anyone,
started making
yeah,
music,
anyone
obviously.
over the age of I want to say, when do you maybe like 40s, 50s, you start to go? Can't really.
No, you don't start to go in your 40s and 50s. I would say like in your 70s is when you're like not able to be like youthful anymore.
Yeah, but in
But
terms of like hitting high and low notes, Like your throat just
It
kind
just
of
depends on how much you
if
use
you're
your
a
voice and
smoker,
how often you're
though.
singing. If
I'm
you're a
talking
smoker, obviously it's going to mess up all your stuff.
I'm talking for
But
smokers. I'm trying to quit for real.
rock stars as a whole smoke a lot and drink a lot and do drugs and stuff. So it's not good for you, and that's why a lot of those people burn out. But
That must be one of the reasons that people like Bob Dylan still and follow him, right? Because he knows that he
why?
can't hit the notes that he used to, but he keeps writing songs to accommodate the voice that he has now.
I think it's just that Bob Dylan is still making music and we're still able to hear his thoughts.
Yeah.
Just like Morrissey, he still makes music. He's old now too. All those
He's
dudes that were making music at that time are old now.
Morrissey's still very celebrated. That was the word that I was looking for earlier. Celebrated.
Celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Morrissey has a
Jubileed.
bad rap now.
Yeah. Do you think we
It's
need
not
a
really woke to like Morrissey now.
Yeah, he's very like he has some sort of album that he's been teasing. It's called like
Mm-hmm.
it's called like something crazy like teenage something. It's a weird sounding title, but it's like it's supposed to
Yeah.
have a bunch of political songs on it, and
Yeah, he's a very political guy.
it's been unreleased but talked about for years now, I think.
Interesting. That was like another album like that was Saint Anger by Metallica. Do you remember that story?
Oh, they went political.
No, it's not that they went political. It's just like it didn't come out forever and ever and ever, and
Mm.
then it finally came
Is that the
out.
one
Or
with
no, I don't think it was Saint Anger. I think it was a different one. I think it was
the one with Enter
I'm having
Sandman?
trouble. No, that's the Black Album. That's just called Metallica, I think.
Mm.
I used to be a big Metallica fan. I used to really like Metallica and that type of music. I was into thrash metal. That was my scene that I was into for a little bit.
I never had a
So,
phase with them or Slayer or Black Sabbath or
really,
anything.
I feel like that's the type of music you get into like when you're like fresh out of high school, like 18, 19.
I was into new metal.
When you're like fuck my parents. I want to rock and roll.
Most of the new metal bands except for Breaking Benjamin, who
See,
haven't
kids
really.
these days, they don't have that. They're like kids these days just like are like fuck their parents their whole lives. Like they don't wait for a certain point to be like, I'm gonna start disregarding what my parents say.
Oh, I
Would
listened to MGK for the first time because I was curious to see what it sounded like.
Machine Gun Kelly?
Yeah.
How did that turn out for you?
Well, I caught wind of this interview that he this is so funny. Uh
Yeah.
he gave an interview where he said that he thought he was an alien, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in the same series of questions where he was asked how old he was.
Okay.
And this sounds crazy, but I took it to mean that like he was sort of like told by some PR people to like skirt the question of his age since he like acts like he actually acts
Oh.
like he's like 19 years old and he's super not.
Yeah, that's his image, and I'm pretty sure he's probably I think Machine Gun Kelly, I think is my age.
But
I think we have this similar birthdays.
the interviewer asked him how old he was, and his response
Yeah.
was literally, I don't think my age exists. And then he started
I don't
talking about
think
how he
my
was an
age exists.
alien. And it turns out, get this, he has a song about being an alien.
Well, maybe he was just trying to do press for the song. You ever think about that?
It's it's crazy. It's like the musical equivalent of watching Subway Surfers on an iPad.
Do you remember when Joaquin Phoenix would do interviews and they were like all messed up? Like he was doing a bit when he would do
Yeah,
the interviews.
that's kind of a news item. He recently came out and like apologized for that.
Really, he did?
Have you seen that movie? I'm Not Here. I think it's called.
Um, It is called I'm Not Here. I want to say that I did watch it, but I think I was a little bit high. I was like during my stoner phase where I was watching movies like that.
You know,
So I
maybe
don't really
he was
remember much
high.
of it.
Maybe he was
He
high,
probably
and
was.
that's why he feels so bad about it. If it weren't for that,
I mean, it's like Zach Galifianakis' interviews. You know, those obviously aren't serious, but it's funny.
I think.
But it's interesting. Well,
if he's like one of those sober guys now, I'm no doubt he looks back on it as like he was kind of like possessed by this evil thing, you know?
is Joaquin Phoenix sober now? Was he not sober before?
Isn't everyone in Hollywood like sober and on Ozempic?
I don't think that's necessarily true. No, probably not.
No?
Do I think everyone in Hollywood is sober? No, dude. Do you know how many drugs there are in Hollywood?
Let me put it this way.
Yeah, put it this way.
I've been to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings that are
Okay.
hundreds of miles away, if not thousands, from California. And I have met people who have been to meetings with like fucking Robin Williams and shit.
Well, I would think that anybody that is a hard alcoholic will eventually get to a point where it's destroying their life, their life, and the lives of the people around them.
I might be talking out of
So
school.
Yeah,
I might be talking out of school. It might just be the proximity of what would you call that? The bandwagon effect in reverse engineered.
Reverse
bandwagon. They're so famous that they just happen to get talked about so much. You're going to hear about someone who met someone who met someone who met.
Well, yeah, Robin that's Williams. People brag about the people they met. Yeah, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I met famous people too. It's fun to name drop.
Everybody also, name the first two rules of Fight Club. You're really not. I'm actually not supposed to talk about that.
I feel like name dropping is also kind of a dark psychology thing. If you want to talk about dark psychology.
No, I just learned dark psychology. I just learned that this phrase existed. Did you know that this was a thing?
What was the thing? Like dark Machiavellian energy?
That sounds like a meme to me, but is like dark psychology like a thing, like a Reddit community, mostly?
So I wouldn't say it's like a Reddit community.
And are you familiar with it? You're skirting the question. Speaking of skirting questions,
I am.
How old are you, sir?
I have had other people.
You do not skateboard.
Other people talk to me about all this stuff, so I've heard about it before. But it's a very like schizo way of thinking that everything is dark and evil and satanic in the world. You can't think like that and have like a sober mind. Spinning back to the sober thing.
I don't know. If you're going to get devoutly Christian...
Do I think that dark psychology exists? Yes. Do I think that it is prevalent in probably some entertainment communities? Also, again, yes.
It sounds like a buzzword.
What sounds like a buzzword?
Dark psychology.
Dark psychology. Well, it is a buzzword. That is probably the definition of a buzzword.
Scientology using
buzzwords are probably also a form of dark psychology.
Scientology?
I don't feel...
A dark psychology cult?
So, would you say... No, Scientology is like...
You're like, no, Scientology is actually really cool, and I don't respect you speaking. We find out what your real religion is.
No, Scientology is like a... I mean, it is a cult. God. It is like an alternative way of thinking.
That would be so funny if you were a Scientologist this whole time.
If I was I think you would know if I was a Scientologist. I would probably not be in the situation that I'm in right now if I was a Scientologist either. They'd probably be helping me out. But the Church of Scientology has not reached out to me yet. I'll let you know if they do.
Helping you out? You know what they do, right?
Yeah, dude. What do they do?
They accept donations, mostly.
Well, doesn't all religions accept donations? Don't you pass around your tithe basket at your church of choice?
Explain to me how you think the Scientology church would help you.
I'm saying that there's a lot of famous people in the Church of Scientology. So there's got to be some sort of...
Oh, you're going to get an in?
moving on up, get an in? No, I'm not saying I'm going to get an in. I'm just saying that if I was a Scientologist, they probably would have taught me some things that I could use to worm my way into whatever I'm trying to do. But I don't want to do that, man. I want to get to it the right way.
Huh. Fascinating.
Yeah.
I think mostly they just take thousands of dollars from you and then tell you have thetans.
Well, from what I know about Scientology, it's about like a personality type system that they diagnose you with or accredit to the way that you are. And it's like ways to raise your energy, I guess. It's very new age. But keep in mind, I have never been to the Church of Scientology or read any of their texts. I think I owned a copy of Dianetics at a point because I wanted to read it and find out what it was all about. But I have not yet gone on that rabbit hole.
That's wild.
Why is that wild?
I don't know. You're wild.
You're not interested in what it's all about?
No. Can't say that I am.
Are you scared of it?
No.
Do you think bad things are going to happen to you if you read about it, or you're afraid that you're going to start believing it and become a Scientologist?
Why would I be afraid that I was going to start believing in something?
I don't know, man. There have been a lot of bad things that have been said from people that are no longer in the Church of Scientology about the Church of Scientology. So I'm not saying there is some bad energy in that group.
I've met people who have personal, or I should say I heard one horror story.
About the Church of Scientology?
Yeah. Like they prey on like weak people and take vast amounts of money from them.
Well,
also I've heard that it's like kind of like the Masonic Lodge thing where you have to like get up in levels by like
the Masonic Lodge thing.
Yeah. The Twin Peaks.
I mean, there might be levels to Scientology. There might be levels to the Freemasons, but we need not worry ourselves about them as they do not apply to us.
Yeah, I guess.
I bet you that there is some people in your life,
like probably at work
or no, that are Freemasons and are probably pretty high level Freemasons that you just don't know.
No.
You don't think? It's a secret society. How would you know?
Is the theory of the Freemasons that they are like linked to the Jesuit church?
Well, once again, I have never been to a Freemason meeting, or do I consider myself a member of the Freemason Society.
Have you ever read anything like that, though?
About Freemasons? I've read a lot about Freemasons.
Freemasons and the Jesuits.
And the Jesuits. No, I never read that spin on it. I just know that I think in Freemasonry you have to believe in God, and you have to believe in like the power of God and believing in God. But I feel like it's just like a kind of a way to move yourself up in the world using whatever they do. Like I said, I don't involve myself with that, so I don't know the ins and outs, but I would imagine that that's their point of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a lot of the founding fathers were Freemasons. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Like George Washington was a Freemason.
Is that true?
And then George Washington factually was a Freemason, yes.
Yeah, George Washington's interesting.
I mean, there's a lot of Freemason stuff in like America when you think about it, like the eye and the pyramid and stuff. So probably a lot of what we do as Americans is rooted in Freemason stuff. So it's weird that when people are super patriotic, they're like, fuck the Freemasons. When it's just like, oh, fuck you then, buddy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in like 33rd degree like conspiracy theories. That's just like a pyramid on the money that they decided on. It's just like an image.
You don't think the all-seeing eye has some sort of symbolic relevance to it?
I don't know.
What do you think the eye represents?
I don't know.
You don't know? I think the eye is supposed to represent God, as God is all-seeing over everything.
Maybe it's the panopticon of the secret
panopticon?
The secret full and total information bill that you read about on Instagram.
Well, maybe we should have a Freemason on the podcast and talk to them, find out what they know.
Yeah. I guess the idea though is that you wouldn't know because it's kind of like AA. You're not supposed to talk
I don't
about
think
it
you talk
probably.
about the Freemason stuff with non-Freemasons. Yeah, that's true. I don't think a Freemason would probably join our podcast. They probably have their own podcasts.
We should look into that. Also, we should send an open invite to any 30. If you're below 32 or below, we're not interested.
You're not interested in the 32 and below? You just want a 33rd level Master Mason?
I mean, those ones we might pay a little bit.
Probably. Probably. I just know that.
We might pay the 32nd degree or below. No pay for you.
So I'm not going to get into that actually. But what I know about Freemasonry from general acknowledgement or general just like sight of what they do, it's very Egyptian. So it's like when Egyptians made the pyramids and stuff like that, they used like slaves and stuff. Did they not?
Yes, I guess famously the
Freemasonry is supposed to be like a chess board. So it's like you have the king and the queen and the knights and the bishops and stuff, and then you have your pawns, and your pawns take over the board for you.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Just like I said, I have not read this. I have no accreditation to these thoughts, but visualizing the imagery from it seems something like that.
That's fun. That's really fun. There's a lot of chessboards and
a whole lot of fun.
Like video games that are really fun.
Probably Masonic symbols.
You're talking battle chess. There's like an indie game called Polymorph or Polymute or something.
Well, think about the actual history of chess in general and what it represents. It probably has some root. Like that's an old organization, so they could have been involved in the creation of chess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just like if you invented a game today and had like cops and robbers or something. That's just what was around.
Cops and robbers.
Yeah, cops and robbers, because that's what was.
You think cops and robbers is on the same level as chess?
I'm just saying that games borrow from like the trappings of the day.
Yeah, I mean that's common. I mean like Disney stuff has a lot of like magic imagery and kind of like occult stuff in it, but more like to be digested by children. So
I think
it's all over the place, man.
Disney did an Excalibur, I believe. Sword in the Stone.
I want to say that Walt Disney was perhaps a Freemason or a part of some society.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Maybe.
Mhm. Mhm. Like I said, I've had a lot of people talk to me about how they think Freemasons are evil and they think there's all this bad stuff involved with Freemasonry, but from what I've seen in the world,
I can't believe we're talking about like Freemasons.
Good stuff. I mean, you started it, man. At least I think you did. Maybe I started it.
I just think
let's move on from the topic of Freemasons.
Let's stay on it and let's make it funny. What if there was a Freemason robot who rapped?
Freemason robot that rapped?
No, just kidding.
No, I think we should move on from the topic of Freemasons. I think we've said enough.
Well,
if you're interested, you could look it up for yourself.
It's dangerous, is what I'm saying.
It could be a little dangerous.
No, it's fine. I don't mean to be a spoil sport. Sorry.
No, it's good, man. But anyways, Ethel Cain and Taylor Swift.
Oh, You mean Ethel Cain and Lana?
Ethel Cain and Lana Del
No.
Rey. Yes.
It's like the Drake meme. Ethel Cain versus Lana Del Rey. No.
Yeah,
And then it's
man.
like Taylor Swift announces new album. Yeah.
It's all part of the news cycle, man.
There's lots of divas in the news cycle this week.
Mm-hmm. It's a very diva week.
You want to hear something funny? I thought that the like spoiler image locked image on Taylor Swift's website was going to be a version of the album art because it was up on her website before the album art, like the day before the album art was revealed.
Oh.
Yeah. So I think depending on whether you were looking at the mobile version of her website or her label's website or whatever, or the desktop version, the actual lock thing that was on it appeared bigger, right? So it's in the shape of like a lock, but it's like in the sequin looking like pinkish red color. So I thought it was like a handbag, and it was a really nice image that looked like a handbag that was made of pinkish red sequins on an olive green background. And I was like, I like that image. That's a cool album cover.
Mm-hmm. No, I haven't been to Taylor Swift's website. I don't think I've ever been to Taylor Swift's website.
I
Apparently,
wasn't
you
on her
are a
website.
frequenter of it.
No, I was on her website. It was a fucking it was the first I
You got a
heard of
bookmark on
her
your
album
browser.
announcement was on Twitter, and that's the image that was accompanied with it.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you're not a Swiftie?
No, but I could see myself listening to this. Apparently she's got like a Vegas thing. What do you call it?
Yeah, I think the
Residency.
The image that that could be something too, but I think the image that she's trying to put out is kind of like the vaudevillian showgirl type.
So I think the
thing, which is
I think with Life of the Showgirl, she's trying to put out an image of like having.
Is that what the name of the album is? Life of the Showgirl.
Oh, you didn't know the name of the album?
I didn't. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to Taylor Swift, so no.
You just inferred that from the outfits and didn't know the title?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Life of the Showgirl.
But the images
just now on the podcast.
But the images of her in the Showgirl stuff are that they have the text is on the album that says Life of the Showgirl.
I haven't even seen the album cover. Like I said, I stay away from Taylor Swift's news cycle.
No, that's what I'm saying though, is that I don't know if there are images of her in those outfits that aren't the album cover yet.
I'm pretty sure there are.
I don't know.
I don't know. I saw some stuff. I saw like pictures of Taylor Swift wearing like showgirl outfits.
She does. She's really unique as a pop artist. Go ahead.
She's really unique as a pop artist.
Well, yeah, because she got her catalog back and she runs all her own shit and she doesn't wait to like go on some fucking TV show or have some, you know what I mean? Like she sells her album through her website. She does her own like press photos, puts them out whenever she wants to.
Well, I know that Clairo's recent album was self-released too. It wasn't released on an album, it wasn't released on a label. That's just a thing that people do these days because they want to get all the money from it and not get the label money. That was Prince's whole thing too. That's why he got out of Warner Brothers.
Yeah. And then that's why you couldn't find any of his music online forever.
Yeah, no, because I think he wasn't making any money from it. I think that was the point. Prince was all about that moolah, that Skrilla. He wanted that money.
Well, I think the most you can make from an album on Spotify is literally like fucking $20,000. It's like a pittance. It's horrible.
$20,000 from like how many streams though? You got to get a lot of streams to get that much money.
Like the most possible, like the highest people on.
And who is that? So like Justin Bieber is getting $20,000 from.
I believe so.
Spotify?
It's like 20, 40K for everything.
Well, don't you get more from like advertising for them and making those videos and stuff. Probably, I'm sure they pay them to do that.
I think
so there's probably a way to work the Spotify system if you're a popular artist.
I think things like Spotify made it so that music artists have to rely more on tour revenue.
Well, I think that music artists make the majority of the money that they make actually from their merchandise, like the shirts that they sell on tour.
But a lot of those sales, on tour and
so
online.
That's why they do that. Yeah. Because they don't make a whole lot from the touring. The musicians as a whole don't make a lot of money from actually making the music, honestly. It's kind of fucked up.
With the death of physical media, I feel like it's less of a thing, right? Because
the death of physical media? There's no death of physical media. I just showed you a vinyl LP of Brat that I bought. There's no death of physical media.
I mean,
physical media is back in a big way. They're making CDs and stuff again.
Again?
Yeah, man.
I mean, they never stopped making any format of anything.
They stopped making records for a while. Like you could get like maybe a record from like 1990 to like now. Like that whole gap, like
it's not like they weren't
like selling them at Walmart or whatever.
It's not like there weren't records being manufactured in the 90s.
Yeah, but I'm saying that vinyl record sales were like high in like the 70s, 80s, and then when CDs came out, people stopped buying records. They started buying CDs. It was the thing.
Yeah, and then when the internet came out, people stopped buying all physical media, just like they did for everything else in the world.
Yes, and now that we're in a new era where like streaming for movies and stuff is still a big thing in TV shows. So people aren't subscribing to cable anymore, but people are starting to buy physical music again, and it's mostly records. Record sales are very high. That's why the value of records went up recently. You weren't aware of this? You're not abreast of the vinyl record resurgence?
I've heard that there's an uptick in record sales in recent years, but I don't
there's an uptick in a big way.
I think it's anything like what it was in the 70s when like 100% of all music was sold. And this is what I'm saying. My point is just that
70s,
record labels were able to secure higher revenue streams through the sale of records because there were so many of them being sold. It was the only way to consume music, essentially, until the 8-track came around. And so they were able to, sort of make money off the fact that they were offering a physical product.
Well, isn't that what they're doing now, too? Aren't they offering a physical product, and that's why you get the record or the CD?
Yeah, but the numbers just don't add up. Like, I would imagine.
Look up the numbers. Don't put your foot in your mouth. I think it's bigger than you think it is.
You think that people in 2025 are buying as many records as they did in 1975?
Well, there's a lot more people in the world in 2025 than there was in 1970 as well. Like I said, look it up and find out. How many people are buying records in 2025?
Okay. I don't even know if I have my phone on me. You look it up.
Why am I have your phone on you?
Why am I the one?
You're the host.
I'm going to go to Google since this is a...
You're the Conan O'Brien of this. I'm just the other guy.
Vinyl record sales by decade statistics. Peak in the 70s, decline with the rise of CDs. You're right. Seen a resurgence in the 2010, 2020s. 1970s saw vinyl dominate 500 million. Hold on.
Yeah, they sold a lot of records back then. That's why you're able to find records in record stores, because they pressed so many of them.
Annual sales exceeding 500 million units, and now it's 2010s or 2000s. Hold on, less than 5 million. Up 325%. So up to, still, that's 20 million. 43 million.
Versus 500 million?
So about 1/10 of what it used to be.
Yeah, but what was it in the 1990s when they weren't making records? Just
They
like compare it
were
to that.
making records. Literally, fucking
I'm
Deerhoof's first album was released on vinyl in the 90s.
I'm not saying that Deerhoof's album was not released. I'm just saying they weren't selling as many as they are now. You can buy
Was
records
that
in stores again.
comic book guy voice?
Yeah.
Less than 10 million. 2000s was worse though. Less than 5 million.
So it's gone up a lot. It's gone up like 4 times.
No, I'm
Like I
perfectly aware
said,
of all that, but it's just not. What I'm saying is that record labels, the reason why bands make more of their money um, per capita uh,
hmm
off merch and touring is because of
hmm
that. It's not. They used to.
well,
I
yeah,
mean,
if you're
they
pressing
remember
a
when
record with
Sam Goody
record
had
labels
like.
still making,
Sorry, go ahead.
when you're making records now, like Brat, for example, this was pressed on Atlantic Records. Do you
Hmm.
think Atlantic Records isn't making 95% of what I paid for this? Yes, they are. So obviously, yeah, they're still going to be making shirts and endorsement deals, and
I think
that's why
even if
Charlie
the
XCX is
labels
doing
were
the shit he's doing.
even if the labels were giving the same share to the artists as they were in the 70s, it would be a pittance. Because it's 10%.
I'm not saying it's not a pittance.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that there is a large market that didn't exist 30 years ago for records that exist now. I wasn't necessarily comparing it to the 1970s. Obviously, if that was the only way that people were able to listen to music, there's more people buying records because people want to listen to music. And now they can go on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever and listen to it that way. But there's definitely people in large numbers that are buying records and CDs again.
Yeah, but I
And
mean, it's
tapes. There
still
was a little tape boom for a little bit too.
if you
Because like I said, it's physical media.
if you consider all of those together, you still have to figure that physical media sales are down. Maybe they've come up in like the last 5 or 10 years because people are like collecting stuff like that now. But I
Mm-hmm.
think on a grand scale, it's just the whole getting your newspaper on your Kindle, iPad,
Right.
uh like James Ferraro coded like would you like um the album Far Side Virtual by James Ferraro is like has this like Siri
Mm-hmm.
voice like talking to you and it's like Toyota Prius on the side of the road like I don't know
Right.
Tesla burning on the side of the road. That's more he's a weird like aesthetic vaporwave artist but my point is that
Mm-hmm.
there's a dematerialization that happened to everything from CDs and vinyls to like maps and newspapers and uh, compasses for that matter.
Compasses. Well, let's take a brief moment and then we will revisit this.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, give me a second.
I like physical media. I'm just like not an apologist for it, I guess.
I wouldn't say that I'm an apologist for it. I'm just like I've always liked physical media. I've always had my collections. Like I never like got rid of everything. So it's just been like a continued thing for me. But another thing that I will say that I think is a part of the deterioration of physical media is like the green thing, where like people are trying to save the environment. Like Lorde, I read that when she released that Solar Power album in 2021, she did not release a CD version of it because it would like contribute to like landfill waste or something like that.
Oh
So
yeah.
people are more conscious of the waste they're creating in the world. That wouldn't stop me from pressing an album of my own though.
Yeah, I think vinyl manufacturing plants aren't too bad compared
I
to
mean,
like
I
clothing
don't really
manufacturing and stuff like
know.
that. Apparently they're
Well,
going
that's why
away.
what's going away?
The vinyl manufacturing plants, I think there might only be I heard it that there was only one that was actively making the plates that can be
hmm
used for as molds and that's in Japan.
Hmm. I don't know. I mean, This is a new record. Let's see where it was made. I want to say it was probably made in America.
There was I want to say like
Doesn't
4 or
say.
5 years ago there was a major fire in
Well,
a big one
I don't
in
know if
like
you can
Florida
see
or
it,
something.
but this says made in Canada. So this record was made in Canada.
Interesting. Yeah, I think there must be a
Yeah, so
few plants in America left. I would imagine at least like 3. But if you want those molds, you gotta go to this
well,
one
I
place
know
apparently.
that when you go back to like the 70s and 60s and stuff, there was records that were produced in Los Angeles and there was records that were produced in New York and there was records that were probably produced in Chicago. So there was probably like record plants all over the United States when they were making 500 million of them. But now that they're making 10 million, there probably isn't the plants probably don't make as much money as they used to.
I've seen some of their websites. This was like maybe 15 years ago. We could
Have you looked
order.
into pressing vinyl records of your own?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Usually
Yeah,
you
I
need to
mean,
do
it's
at least like
probably,
500 or something.
I mean, can you 3D print a vinyl record or does that not work?
That's an interesting. There is a
Or can you
company,
3D print the stuff to make them?
I don't know. There is a
I
company
don't
that
know either.
makes something called lathe cuts, and those are
Mm-hmm.
on square like sheets of plastic and get like 20 spins or something before they deteriorate. But it's an interesting
Oh,
little,
interesting.
yeah, it's an interesting little project.
Do you remember the promotional DVDs that they would send out for like Academy members and stuff? They would only play once and they would stop working.
No, I never knew that was a thing.
Yeah, that was a thing. It was I don't know how they did it, but like you could only play it once, and then once you played it, like it would not play anymore. And I think it was DVDs or tapes or something like that. It was like the for your consideration ones.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. And then I remember they also had like the piracy locks on CDs and stuff at one point in time. Like there were albums that came out that you couldn't like rip or burn because of the privacy locks on them.
Yeah, isn't that like D there's like an acronym for it. It starts with a D.
DRM
Is that what it's called?
protections? Yeah, data recording, something like that. I was actually talking to a friend about this today, but there was a big like anti-piracy wave that went on, I want to say like in the early 2000s, where like people were literally afraid that like if they pirated music or movies or whatever, like some FBI agent would come knocking at their door because they were like watching for people to do that. But I think terrorism became a bigger problem than piracy, so they started focusing on terrorism and they kind of let the pirates on the way let their do their thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying that you can't still get in trouble for pirating stuff now. You could probably get in big trouble. Like if you leak an album from somebody and they catch you, you probably go to jail for that. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it.
I have a story about that, but I don't want to incriminate myself. It's not like a big crime, but you can imagine what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't admit to doing any crimes on a recorded podcast. So stop before you admit to a crime.
No, this was not a crime, but it was like a weird
It was a crime of
violation of my,
passion.
yeah. Let's just say a video game company might have sent a letter at some point.
Oh,
Yeah, you can fill in the blanks.
I will fill in the blanks. We'll have to talk about this later. But I don't know. I never got in trouble for anything. Not that I'm admitting to pirating anything in my
I will
life. I have
say
never
it is a
pirated
video
anything.
game company that I like and have
Mm-hmm.
spent tons of money supporting,
Mm-hmm.
at least on the secondhand market.
Well, the secondhand market doesn't get any money to the people that made the stuff.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's a way of
That
being
is
green,
true.
right?
What's a way of
Yeah.
being green?
Well, just like sucking. I saw this take. There's like some like socialist account that was talking about how the gathering of the Juggalos was like somehow like anti-capitalist because it sucked and had the worst aesthetics or whatever like that. Whatever like that. I sound like I sound like I sound like I'm
Are
foreign right now.
juggalos anti-capitalist? Don't juggalos want to make money too?
No, it was they were being ironic, obviously, but
Right.
it was one of those things where I was like, okay, so like sucking is the same thing as like being charitable. What are you saying here? Like,
I don't know. I feel like the mocking market changes over time. Like I remember 10, 20 years ago, you would mock people for one being Republican and two being religious. Like it was a big mocking community of like religious people. And now there's been a pendulum switch where now it's people are mocking liberals and Democrats, and people are mocking like people that don't believe in religion, I guess. Atheist is kind of like a mock thing now.
a pendulum switch, you just said.
Pendulum shift. Did I say switch? My apologies.
Pendulums, famously,
Pendulum.
famously switching technology.
I'm just saying, it's like a
It's like when someone does
it's
a typo in a message and you just respond
yeah.
with their typo.
Do you do that? That's kind of a dick move.
I do it all the time. It's funny. People do it to me too. It's funny.
Well, I don't do it to you. I don't let you know that you made a typo when you made a typo. I'm the type of person that whenever I make a typo, I'm like, shit, I made a typo. Let me correct myself right now.
Sometimes you can't
Because
do
I
it.
don't want to come off looking like a fool.
Depending on the platform, sometimes you can't do it.
Well, here's another thing. It used to be, I was actually talking to somebody else about this, a very close person to me, where it was like intelligentsia used to be like a thing that people would respect. Like you would almost mock people that are unintelligent or coming off as not smart or educated or whatever. And now it's like a shift in the direction where now like people that are smart and go to college, like you look down on them and like call them like nerds and stuff. And like now it's more accepted to be like thinking for yourself, I guess. Just like coming up with your own belief systems, not having a accredited higher learning place give them to you. What do you think? What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so in the 2016 presidential, no,
Mm-hmm.
sorry, the 2020 presidential election, the one that Joe Biden won, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure pollsters noticed a new trend, and that was
Yeah.
that the correlation, the biggest corollary factor between being voting for a Democratic candidate
Mm-hmm.
was no longer money but education.
Well, yeah, I think that always historically the more educated people vote Democrat and the run of the mill salt of the earth type people vote Republican.
But I think that there was a swing in the demographics
Mm-hmm.
where it it speaks to the overall prevalence of like liberal arts educations
Mm-hmm.
and how popular they
Right.
became. I think there's also something hidden in there about the actual rate of like dropouts, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe America is kind of a
Well,
failed state. I don't know. Who knows?
I know that on paper, I am just a high school graduate, so I would probably be more likely to vote Republican, but I vote Democrat myself. But I'm also like, it's not like I stopped learning things when I graduated from high school, like a lot of people do, or some people do. It's like I
Yeah.
continued my own learning, and I did go to college, I just didn't finish.
Wait, maybe it was the other way around. Hold on a second. It was.
So you're saying that educated people vote Republican now?
No, I mean the shift happened the other way. It used to be that it was educated people who voted Democrat, but now it's more
Mm-hmm.
likely the wealth factor is more a corollary to voting Democrat than the education factor.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
think
I
it was something
mean,
like that where it's like, okay, this is like that makes sense that like a populist like class thing would like come out of that.
well, what I have noticed is that a lot of like the
I might be, don't quote me on any of that, by the way.
I'm not quoting you on anything you say because it's usually wrong. Just kidding. But I would say that like business owners like Elon Musk for one, and probably like Zuckerberg, Jeff Bezos, those types of people, they're all backing Trump and voting Trump and Republican. And I want to say that's always been a thing. Like usually business owners and the ultra rich usually go for Republicans because they don't want to tax their stuff, and the Democrats are like everybody should pay their fair share. But a lot of like Hollywood and the music industry usually had a liberal slant to it and still does.
What's your point?
My point is you should be a Democrat because it's the right way.
There aren't there aren't business owners that
Oh
give
yeah, there's business owners that vote liberal for sure. Like Target, for example, is a very progressive liberal company. It just depends. Like the companies that are like
also, isn't that just another way of saying
Amazon
that the
and
party's
stuff.
broke? Oh,
What party is broke?
nobody who likes us has any fucking assets.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I just said that Hollywood and the music industry is skewed liberal, and that's a lot of money in that.
You're talking about the court jesters, man.
What I'm talking about,
The court jesters don't like control the way that the cargo is moved with the cavalry outside of the gates of the Westeros.
so think about it this way. Think about Amazon and Tesla and companies like that have a lot of employees that they have to pay. Wouldn't you think that those people would want to support politicians that don't say that they have to pay their employees a fair wage and don't need to give their employees health care and that they get all the tax cuts versus
Well,
the
first of all,
party that's
you
like
have to account for
you
the
pay
tens
your
of
fair share of
thousands.
taxes
If you're
and
talking
pay your
about
employees
Tesla,
well.
if you're talking about
Mm-hmm,
Tesla and Amazon, you first have to
mm-hmm.
account for the tens of thousands of people who are working for those companies on temporary work visas who are foreign nationals.
Well, yes, that would be another huge thing. I would say that
And I don't think they can vote, can they?
people on visas, no, you have to be, well,
3-year work visa?
I think you have to be an American citizen to vote, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't
Yeah.
think you can vote if you're on a temporary
So
work
they
visa,
don't,
no.
my point is that they don't apply to any of that shit. They're not even from here.
Well,
They're not even planning on staying here either, by the way.
well, they're just working here. Yes, and I agree with you. Well,
Tens of thousands.
yeah, there's a lot, dude. The
But
company
it's
that I work for, I'm
specifically
not going to
like
say
those
who
are
they
two of the
are, but
biggest
there's a lot of
companies.
immigrants working for the company that I work for too.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from the same place that people like. It's just like in not automation, but like call centers,
Well, this is a thing that's
manufacturing plants, things like that. They're going to outsource that to India because it's cheaper there than America.
this is a thing that's come
And
out.
once again, less money coming down from the top, more money going up to the top.
Yeah.
But then again, I guess you could take the stance that if you wanted to be at the top, you would want to support the candidates that are going to make you the most money and stuff like that. It's just that
I want to be very clear though.
historically
The
throughout
people that we're
time,
talking about are not like low wage, like entry level workers. They make hundreds of thousands of dollars by doing jobs that like highly skilled American computer techs should like have access to those American jobs that are on American soil.
So you're taking the stance that we should have American workers instead of immigrant workers?
The H-1B thing is like, I mean, there's what is it called? It's like American Jobs Now or something.
Yeah.
And just in the past like week or two, fucking what's his name? Uh, I posted. Well, it was the dude from Kiwi Farms, Josh Moon, started promoting it, and then it was
Josh Moon is the guy from Kiwi Farms. That's the creator.
yeah, Flesh Simulator. Have you heard of this guy?
No.
He was the one who did the video, sort of like helping to promote it. But what happens is these companies, like specifically
Mm-hmm.
Amazon and Tesla, like
Mm-hmm.
um T-Mobile, fucking Meta, Google, like maybe Google, I don't know, Google or Apple is like in there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
they hide the job postings in foreign language newspapers in 1 point font
Mm-hmm.
on the same color background of the web page that it's on, and like force people to apply who are American natives through the immigration office so that the numbers are fudged in that way as well. And they're doing it because
Hmm.
if they can prove that there are no qualified Americans uh, that are applying, that yeah, they can like extend their visa from like 3 to 6 years, possibly permanently.
I mean, that makes sense. Obviously, they're going to want to skew it in their favor so they can hire more immigrants to do the cheaper work for them. I'm
It's
not saying that that's
through
not occurring.
it's through alumni organizations, like Indian alumni
Yeah, there's a
organizations.
lot of there's a lot of talk about the universities that are having immigrants go at the universities as well now.
That was in the news because of Trump, right?
Maybe, or it's just news because it's relevant.
I think a
I
lot more
think that
people than.
Trump doesn't want there to be immigrants. He wants the people that are here now to get out. That's why he's deporting everybody.
Well, did you see where he met with some like trade group that represented hotel workers or something? And
Mm.
he came out like that day and was like, okay, so like farm workers and hotel workers are never getting deported, by the way. Don't worry about that.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah, because like he look into it. Like how are those industries going to function?
Well, how is Trump's money going to function too? Because he's in the hotel industry.
Yeah, that's actually funny that he didn't know all that already.
Well, that's just the glory of Trump now, isn't it?
I suppose. You got Trump derangement syndrome, man. You're a little
I don't
bit
got no
you're a little
Trump
bit nutty
derangement
with it.
syndrome.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm not going around talking about the orange man and stuff like that. I'm not stupid, but I do disagree with most of Trump's politics and policies.
I like how since like 2016, among funny guys and comedians who are left leaning, it has just been a joke that like Trump is cool and funny.
Well, there's also that whole thing that we got to talk about called Project 2025, and we should probably have a whole episode where we talk about it.
You're
It, it
joking,
has
right?
been there has been a pendulum shift towards that, orchestrated by the companies that are paying for that.
Can you tell me what alligator Alcatraz is? What the fuck that means?
Alligator Alcatraz, that's where they want to send the immigrants to
Why is it called alligator Alcatraz?
because they're putting alligators in the water around it so they can't escape. You didn't know that?
Who said that?
Trump did, dude.
But it's funny because like these like Bill Maher style liberals will be like fucking alligator Alcatraz like it's like some own on it's like saying like oh the blood-stained trebuchet the blood-stained trebuchet that they're using to maul me and my family. The pesky
Well,
old thing like
isn't that exactly what it
you're
is
getting
though?
owned. Like they're owning you by like have you're owning yourself by calling it that.
Who is getting owned though, really?
Anyone who uses the phrase alligator Alcatraz.
Well, you use the term alligator Alcatraz, aren't you being owned right now?
I asked you what it meant because I knew that you knew.
Of course I know.
Okay,
I'm aware of things. I know about
tell me,
alligator Alcatraz. I know about the big beautiful bill. I know about all that stuff.
tell me about Project 2025. Was it written in a Kabbalistic way at the Heritage Foundation conference? Did the conservative think
Well, I
tank
don't
that
know.
Trump leads, that all
There's
of
definitely a
Trump's
conservative think
denizens
tank.
and demagogues
There's
lead?
always been a conservative think tank throughout history.
Do you really think
It
that
was just
Trump
like,
has his people at a think tank in Washington, D.C.?
do I think that Trump has his people at a think tank in
Donald
Washington, D.C.? I
Trump
know
has
that
a
Trump has a
guy.
think tank in Washington, D.C.
Okay, and that guy is who? J.D. Vance's protege?
I'm saying that Project 2025 was something to bolster Donald Trump's popularity in society so that way in 2024 Trump would get elected again
So what you're
and he
saying
would
is
be
that it's a
president in
policy
2025.
prescription, like every presidential candidate in the history of the world has had a list of
I'm just saying,
policies that
look it
he
up
plans on
for
implementing.
yourself.
So is what you're
I'm just
saying
saying,
also that it was like a PR thing? They never planned to implement it? I've seen infographics about what Project 2025 is supposed to be, and
mm-hmm.
how many of those things have come to pass?
What do you mean?
The things on that list that
What are the
supposedly
things on the
Project
list?
2025 is about.
And how do you know those things won't fully take place later on?
That's eschaton talk. It's like
Eschaton talk?
it's like doomsday prepper shit.
I'm not saying it's doomsday prepper shit. I'm just saying like Project 25 and Trump is like get rid of abortion, get rid of gay marriage, get rid of all the immigrants, start putting pure cane sugar in soda again, all that shit, man.
Yeah, how many of the things have happened?
Well, I guess you'll have to wait out the next 3 years and
It's
find
been a
out.
year and a half already. How many of them are close to happening?
It's starting. He's doing his immigration thing now. It's going to be something else next year.
I think he's scaring
Wait for
people.
the
I think a
November.
lot.
Wait for the November surprise.
Have you heard of a little fellow called Benito Mussolini, my friend?
Yes, I've heard of Benito Mussolini. What does he have to do with anything?
But what Mussolini would have done is not deport all of the Central Americans and instead, the coming
Well,
of World War II, enlist them in the army to fight the giant
think
world war that's
about
about to happen, which, by the way, is what's going to happen.
think about another historical figure that wanted to get rid of a specific type of people.
I'm saying Mussolini is a different type of guy.
I would say that Trump is more like Hitler
Stochastic,
than he is like Mussolini.
stochastic terrorism. It's the Italian way.
Stochastic terrorism.
They like invented it.
Think about it this way. Hitler wanted to round up all the Jews and put them in camps. Trump wants to round up all the Mexicans and put them in alligator Alcatraz. I'm not saying he's doing any ethnic cleansing, but he's definitely. They're trying to push this whole like the white man is the pure man thing now. That was the whole Sydney Sweeney thing too, that they did on purpose.
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney has great genes. Did we ever talk about this, or did we not talk about it? Did we talk about it on the last episode?
No, but it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, I think that American Eagle did that on purpose to get people talking about the ad, which would in turn sell more American Eagle jeans.
Oh, would you look at that? Interesting how that works.
But it was also a thing where that was the message of the advertisement is that Sydney Sweeney is a white woman, so she has great genes. So
let's spin back to like Nick. Let's do that then. Let's spin back to Nick Fuentes.
Let's spin back to Nick Fuentes.
That's more our wheelhouse. The guy. Let's get back into the locker room.
Let's get back into the.
Some of those gropers probably like
discussion.
Taylor Swift, though. You know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
I mean, Do groypers like Taylor Swift? I don't think groypers like
Did you have
women
a separate
in general,
point?
dude.
I
think
guess
that
it's a
groypers
week
are
or
like
two old now, but he was in the news.
Nick Fuentes.
Well, there was discourse just a couple, maybe 1 week ago, where people were like accusing him of being a Fed pretty hardcore.
Wasn't Nick Fuentes the guy that said like "her body, my choice"?
Yeah, that was like
Was
a
that Nick
joke
Fuentes?
though.
It's a joke in poor taste.
Well, it's a joke because Nick Fuentes, I mean, okay, it wasn't a joke in the sense that like he is a chauvinist and believes that like whatever, like rape jokes are kind of like serious business or whatever when you really pull the trigger.
Yes.
But it's Nick
Fuentes.
And Nick Fuentes is known for like saying that he doesn't want to get married because he'd rather just watch porn his whole life. And he also has actual controversies that involve other men.
Nick
allegedly.
Fuentes says that he wouldn't want to get married and he just wants to watch porn and jack off his whole life.
He's pretty much that's his take on marriage and why he's not married. There's other stuff that is related to the controversy.
Like appeal to like the gooner type people? Is that what it is?
Wait, say that again. I think your hair might have cut you out a little bit.
I was saying that Nick Fuentes is trying to appeal to the gooner demographic.
Big time. Big time. That always was, I think.
I mean,
gooner guys.
From what I established when I briefly looked at what groyper was, and I only thought about this because Dasha, friend of mine, said that she was a groyper.
Okay, no, we're fucking cutting. Friend of the show? I can't believe you just said that shit. That's insane. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so
hey, I'm 2-3 degrees away from
what let me talk. Yeah, you get some degrees of separation here. But anyways, acquaintance of mine, Dasha Nekrasova, said that she was a groyper. So I was like, what does groyper mean? Because I had no fucking idea. And from what I established, it was like, and once again, this is what I researched, so I don't know if this is true or not. It was like anti-immigrant, Christian, traditional values, white male. Like those were the top 4.
Well, I mean,
you might want to look up what groyper means so I can be like concise about it. What is a groyper?
You might be surprised to know this, but I'm fairly familiar with the work of Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson.
Oh, you're fairly. I'm sure that you are, man. I'm sure that you
are. One of the things that I will say about both of those personalities is that they are not kind to Israel, and they're pretty much the only conservatives in the conservative space who are not kind to Israel, with the possible exception of more internet figures like Null and Lord Miles and shit.
I mean, is Sam Hyde kind to Israel?
No, he would be another one of those.
Yeah, so he fits into the whole groyper thing.
Yeah, but Sam has also said that Jewish geniuses should move to Israel. So it's not like
Jewish geniuses should move to Israel.
It's not like they're not going to get a little brain drain in the process. I mean, come on.
Well, it is officially not Shabbos anymore because it's Saturday after the stars came out.
Oh, so yeah, and
we don't have to use our kosher switches anymore.
And you're Jewish.
You can turn on that light switch now without fear.
One of these days, we're going to get an actual DNA test for you.
We need to get an actual DNA test for me to find out once and for all if I'm Jewish or not. And also, I really want to get a kosher switch for my house. Not to like use it, or like I guess I would use it just to see how it works, but that would be pretty cool to just have a kosher switch in here and just be like, it's Saturday. I'm gonna use my kosher switch instead of the light switch.
There we go. We can make one funny joke in an hour and 20 minutes.
We need to make 20 funny jokes though. We need to be funnier. I need to.
Here's a joke for you. Women be shopping.
That's a joke. I'm gonna start listening to more stand-up comedy records. I actually was going through my record collection a little bit ago. And I found some Richard Pryor records. I want to listen to those. Just try to get my funny up, man. I'm focused on getting my money up. I need to be focused on getting my funny up.
Well, don't get your funny money up unless, of course,
I'm not getting my money.
Ticker Bitcoin.
My money is not funny, man. My money
I'm sorry.
is very
Did I
serious.
mention a very successful coin that always makes money?
Bitcoin. So I actually delved back into the crypto trading arena recently.
I saw this.
You're buying Ethereum? Close one of mine is trying to get a job in the crypto space. And so, yes, I did buy some Ethereum, and I'm holding on to it.
Well, I'm
doing good with money right now, so my investment that I made, I'm going to keep it in there, and I'm going to see what happens with it. Some say that it's going to go up in like 10 years or something, but we shall see.
There is a theory that after Bitcoin inevitably crashes after literally getting hacked for not being complicated enough algorithmically, as in terms of a prime number generation. It's not going to work, but it'll be 5 or 10 years before that happens, and then Ethereum will be the only alternative. So I agree with that theory.
Well, then in 5 or 10 years, I mean, I should probably start putting more money.
It's funny to think about because people actually think of Ethereum as a shorter term, more volatile investment when in fact, like I have a little bit of money, tiny bit in Bitcoin, and that's because I think it's going to do well long term. I try not to even think about it being there. Ethereum's going to do even better than Bitcoin long term over 10 years.
Well, to put it into perspective, I was once when I was working with cigarette packs, I was making a little bit of Ethereum from doing some of the projects that I was working on. And I saw that the Ethereum that I was getting, so for example, I think I at one point had like $500 in Ethereum, and it was like 0.2 Ethereum was $500, and now Ethereum is worth almost $5,000. So if I would have left that $500 in Ethereum a couple years ago when I got it, and it was 0.2, I would have like $2,000 right now. So I think what I'm probably going to do is start putting money in Ethereum every single time that I'm able to, like maybe putting $100 into it every month or so. So that way eventually I have like $1,000 in Ethereum. And then if it does go up another 4 times or 2 times, people are saying it's going to go up to 10,000. Then if I had $1,000, I would have $2,000. But it could also all go down and I could lose it all. So I have to be smart about it. But like I said, the way that it is right now, the money that's in my Ethereum, I'm not missing. Like I have plenty of money. I'm not worried about the money I have in Ethereum. So as I keep going up the trajectory that I'm going to, because I'm trying to get to 10K pretty soon. So once I have 10K, it's like, $1,000 isn't going to matter to me. And then when I have $100,000, $10,000 isn't going to matter to me. You know what I mean?
With Ethereum and Bitcoin, though?
I'm not saying with Ethereum and Bitcoin. I'm just saying that if I lose $100 right now, it's not going to matter to me. And when I have $10,000, $1,000 lost is not going to mean anything to me.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know if that's
true. So it's just like, it is true.
You got to be smarter than that. Money doesn't just lose value because you have more of it.
I'm not saying it loses value. I'm saying it loses significance. I'm in a position right now that if my Ethereum investment completely goes away, if it goes to 0 and crashes out, I'm going to be just fine. in the point of time when I have more money than I have right now, and I have $10,000, if I have $1,000 invested in Ethereum and it all goes to zero, worst case scenario, I'm still going to be just fine. I will still have $10,000. So that's why I'm saying that as I make more money, I think I'm going to start putting more money into crypto. I don't think I'm going to do shit coins anymore. I think I'm going to do majors. So that way, if I have $1,000 into it and it goes up to $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever fucking Bitcoin is right now, my money's just going to go up. It's just like a savings.
Bitcoin's
a savings that has an
100K.
opportunity to. Bitcoin is over 100K.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so if I'm not saying that Ethereum is going to go over 100K, but if it did,
it sounded like what if I did the math correct? What you're talking about is at least like a 20x. Bitcoin's like,
I mean, if
realistically, Bitcoin's similar, but that's going to be that could take a decade.
Well, like I said, if I had held on to that $500 in my 0.2 Ethereum a couple years ago, at the point it is at now, it would be $2,000. And then if it does go to $100,000, I would have 0.2 of $100,000. I would have $20,000, I think, right?
Mm-hmm. Man, this is the worst.
So my $500 my $500 investment could become $20,000 if I had just held on to it and just rode the wave.
We're just like talking shit about like pop divas and listing our crypto investments. It's really bad. It's really bad.
Hey man, I'm having a great time.
Yeah, my neck is fucking killing me. That's funny though. Yeah. Point being though, 5 or 10 years from now, probably whatever you have in Bitcoin, put it in Ethereum because that shit's getting stolen if it's not just crashing anyway.
I mean, I'm not gonna make any definitive points that X coin is going to get to X price. I feel like that's risky, and you're also leading people astray. I don't like to do that. I'm just saying that if X goes to this, it's great. If it goes to this, still great.
Encryption is the word that I was looking for.
Only gamble what you can afford to lose. It's the same thing. I could take $100. I could take my Ethereum right now, pull it out, have it, go to the roulette table at the casino next door, put it on black. If it hits red, I'm fucked. I lose my $100.
Yeah. You put an investment in and then just take out everything you earn, basically.
I'm not even going to do that, though. I'm just going to leave it in there, period, and then add to it.
That's putting all your eggs in one basket. At what point is it too much?
It's putting one egg in a basket. I have one egg in the basket, and that's it. And I will always have one egg because it's always going to be this much of my net worth, you know?
Yeah.
I also thought about, like, once I start making good money and I start having good money, I want to start diversifying my portfolio and buying, like, Palantir and stuff like that. Because then I could, you know, possibly make some real dollars.
Palantir. That's funny that people were talking about getting rug pulled by Palantir like 5 years ago, and now it's like at the top of people's like portfolios.
Well, doesn't Palantir like sell weapons to the Israelis?
Well, it would be smart. What it is? They just signed a giant contract, I think, with the DoD or the Pentagon or something. Like just
there was a funny thing,
if I'm not mistaken.
There was a funny thing that I saw. It was an image.
That's why Peter Thiel's so in the news.
Yeah, I want to. What was that about? It was a funny thing. It was like, you know, the gambling app, the Kalshi or whatever.
I think so.
And it was like, I want to say it was a bunch of Jewish things, and it was like, is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? Is this gonna happen? And they bet the Jewish way on all of them. And it's like, I made so much money on these bets because I bet it on.
Oh my god! Like, yeah,
Jews.
that website where you can bet on like anything. Yeah,
I start using that website.
Who will win the war or whatever? That's crazy. That's crazy. That guy Lord Miles that I talked about has a thing with them because he's gonna do a fast in the desert, and people are betting on whether
Oh
or not
yeah,
he
no, no,
lives.
no. There was spinning back to Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney voted on that thing, and she said that he was not going to make it. That he was
Oh
going to
right,
die.
no, he's gonna get airlifted out of there for sure. Nobody's ever done it.
Is Lord Miles just the David Blaine of our generation?
But he's autistic and racist as fuck.
I guess that's two things that David Blaine is not.
If you watch his videos, they're very just scuffed, and he he refers to himself as an autist a lot, but then he's just like he's honestly one of the most racist guys out there in my opinion.
Hmm.
He
Well, on the
says some
topic
pretty
of
crazy stuff.
most racist guys, we should probably cut this loose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go apply for some jobs at Microsoft and Tesla and Amazon with the
Nice.
bachelor's degree that I totally have.
Do that. Just let me know how it goes. I'm gonna keep putting all my money into Ethereum,
All
and I'm
right.
either gonna go woke or broke.
Okay, I'm gonna do Bitcoin ticker and Bitcoin, and just
All right, yeah.
hope it works out.
Start matching my investments, man. Let's go. Let's make some real money.
Yeah, sure. Okay, thanks for sticking it out here. We're gonna
Yeah,
sign off.
man.